Well, I think that it's going to cause a major rift between Breitbart and Trump. Breitbart became sort of a Trump Pravda site, very, very positive toward Trump during the election cycle, and Bannon was the head of that. And then, of course, Bannon moved from Breitbart to the Trump campaign and became chief strategist over there. And now I think that Bannon's goal is going to be to go back to Breitbart, declare himself the conscience of the nationalist populist movement that he helped build, this platform for the alt-right, as he declared it, and he's going to use that power to smash the president when he thinks the president is wrong, and I think that he's going to do it in order to prep himself up too. I don't think it's solely about principle for Steve. Far from it. I think a lot of it is going to be about Steve attempting to gain his own leadership over a movement that he thinks is very instrumental in building.
As far as optics with all this, Ben, it does appear that Bannon is exiting on good terms with the president. When you consider how he answered questions from the press about Steve Bannon on Tuesday at that presser, we have that sound. Let's listen.
I like him. He's a good man. He is not a racist, I can tell you that. He's a good person. He actually gets a very unfair press in that regard. But we'll see what happens with Mr. Bannon. But he's a good person, and I think the press treats him, frankly, very unfairly.
So we'll see what happens with him. You're suggesting he makes a return to Breitbart News.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of other options for him. I don't think that he has a think tank job lined up. He's been one of the most powerful people on the planet for the past few months, and I don't think that he's going to give up the title of kind of one of the national popular movement leaders. Yeah, I don't think you can give that title particularly easily. As far as the kind of papering over that you saw from Trump, I think that the rest of the week sort of belies that. I mean, if you look at Bannon's interview that he did with the American Prospect, where he openly bashed President Trump's national security policy in North Korea, where he went after Trump with regard to his China trade policy, where he suggested that there were bedwetters inside the administration that he was going to go to war with. A lot of this is prep to me. I mean, if he handed in his resignation letter 2 weeks ago, he knew he was going to be out. So that means that he's really prepping for a narrative, and the narrative looks like I am the guy who stands up for the nationalist populists who elected Trump. Trump is now suffused with globalism. He's surrounded by people like Gary Cohn, the globalist. Breitbart is a site that every time it prints Gary Cohn's name in a headline lately, they put actual pictures of globes, emojis of globes around it. And so Trump has set up this battle, and Bannon is more than happy to take it to Trump, I think.
Ben, any thoughts about the future of others? Jared Kushner, Gary Cohn, you just mentioned.
Well, I mean, I think that anybody who gets too close to the president is in a little bit of danger, as we've seen. I mean, he's gone through an enormous amount of staff in 6 or 7 months. But I think that the key to being in Trump's good graces is never being perceived as running Trump. And the key moment for Bannon came very, very early on, when people started calling him President Bannon and putting him on the cover of Time magazine. I don't think President Trump liked that very much. There were reports that this book that came out about Bannon, which seemed to proclaim that Bannon was the mastermind behind Trump getting into the White House.
All right, Ben, it's breaking news, and we really appreciate you jumping on the phone for us. We've got to leave it there.